Welcome to class. And then in our class yesterday, we started our lecture around what data analytics is. And then yesterday we defined analytics is as a process of collecting data and then analyzing it to the end of of making informed decision. It is examining data sets, um, anal- I'm so sorry for that. Analyzing it to the end of making a data-driven or an informed decision. And some of the things I remember that I mentioned yesterday is for that one of the reasons why we need to examine it is because of errors. And then I mentioned yesterday that most errors on our data they are actually man-made error because of the fact that it is always it's always man that actually input those data, and then anybody can actually make mistake. Anybody can do, whether deliberately or not. And at times, because of the fact that many companies has been using traditional method, what we call bookkeeping. So they have their hard copy books that they've been keeping record of whatever they have been doing in their business that they've been keeping it inside. So by the time they are trying to transition into a system, possibly Excel and the likes, so they do employ people at times to come help them input those data, having data on paper for about 5 years, about 10 years, even say even a year or 2 years of sales. It's really a lot. It is in the recent time that people started using cloud-based all these softwares to manage their sales, all the software to help them keep data of their sales right from the onset, and they can easily keep the record of those. So, but then even at using those, I've been in the supermarket before, and then the supermarket after scanning the code of that product, you know, the cashier asks the question of, "Are you sure this price is correct?" They have to return it back to their office so that they can check the price again from their end. And they saw that they did a mistake, even at using machine. They saw that they did a mistake. So which means that errors are actually prone to happen anytime a human is actually involved in the process. And the truth is, in our process of data gathering or our process of data collection, there is almost no way we can actually eradicate human efforts. There's almost no way we can eradicate. At the time I was thinking, okay, what about web scraping? If you use machine learning to scrap the web, and then you know, but then the truth is, the web itself is functional because somebody was actually inputting on the web. So if the person had done mistake from inputting on the web, definitely the machine will be also be scrapping the mistakes. So and then we have seen so many mistakes like that. Some real estate data sets we have been dealing with for a while. You see somebody wants to write one maybe 10 million naira as rent, or they want to write 100 million naira as price of a house. They'll by mistake write 10 million naira. I don't know. Possibly, if you're familiar with market before, possibly we have seen things like that before. They want to write 100 million confirm, and then by mistake the person just wrote 10 million naira. It's just human error. It's just human error. And that's all those things. There are some things we cannot afford, and that's why we have the processes or the steps to be taken in data analytics itself. So in our classes today, we started our journey on Excel. Okay, I promised you guys to put the shortcut on your LMS. Oh, okay, I totally forgot that. Kumi is not on the call. Okay, I totally forgot that. So shortcuts, but then okay, we let me pen that down right now. Put Excel shortcut on LMS. What I dropped on the LMS today is your SQL. What I dropped on the okay, so what I dropped on the page today is a SQL software, so that everybody can not start downloading it anyway, just to have it as a kind of record for the main time now. So yesterday we have looked at our clipboard. We have looked at our file, the get under our file, how to save our files, how to save our projects. And then yesterday we looked at our clipboard, we looked at our fonts. So I will move kind of a little bit fast today so that I can cover up on everything that has to do with interface to an extent, so that we can start diving into some little calculations tomorrow. So we start at our board. We said the shortcut for our board yesterday, is Control B. So I can have here to be, let's say, shortcuts. So we have these guys, these two, to the shortcut, putting it here. So let me make this board. So it is Control B. So Control B. So your board is Control plus B. That's your board. So this is copy. This is cut. This is bold. Then the next one is okay. We've done for paste also yesterday. Control V. So this is paste. And I mentioned that for your for your italics is Control I. Control plus I. That is italics. So when you italicize italics, it should be single. So what does italics mean? So let me do Control I. Can you see that it has changed how tinted it is? This is quite tinted. This guy is tinted. Let me do it on this. Can you see the effect? Control I. Can you see the effect? Then Control B for this. Can you see the effect? So let me do Control I again to return it back. So it will be kind of little bit tinted. That's your Control I. And then we said for underline it is Control plus U. Underline, that is underline. So let's press Control U here. Yeah, Control U. That is underline. However, if you want to do double underline, that does not have a shortcut. You can just come here and click on your double underlines, and then it will give you double underlines. So that is just to help your fundamental knowledge of Excel itself. We are not really using all this in our day-to-day activities as a data analyst. However, it's not bad to learn all these shortcuts. It's not bad to learn all these things so that you can be so much familiar with your interface. So after this, what you'll be looking at is this your border. This is your border. So this is another guy on Excel that people don't really make use of. So what we call this, we have lines separating these rows and columns at the moment. We have lines separating these rows and this column at the moment. So some people do ask, so why do I need the border line again since I already have lines there? So this, if you click on Control P to print, you will see that no line will be reflecting over here. No line will be reflecting over here. And that is because they are not line per se that is meant to be printable. We call this line your guidelines, your grid lines. And then the truth is I can switch it off anytime I want it. It's my grid lines. I can switch it off so this is how your Excel is looking like. Once you switch off your grid lines. So this is how this how it is looking like. So the grid line is basically there to actually guide you so that you can know the cells you are working with. So it's serves as a kind of demarcation line. That's what it's serving as. It is serving as a kind of demarcation so that you'll be able to demarcate between A, column B, column C, column D, and the likes. And then your row 1, your row 2, and the likes. So let me bring this back so that it can give us a kind of better feeling into whatever we are doing. However, if I want line to show anytime I'm doing anything, so how can I go about that? I can easily click on this, or let's come to our shortcut end. Since we have this, let's come back to our shortcut head length, and then let's come here and do border. So for your border, you can apply bottom border. Your bottom border, it means that it will give it border at the bottom. Your top means it will give it line at the top. Your left and your right means that it will give you sideways. But then for your all, it will give you line everywhere. So let's click on all and see what will happen. Can you see? Now we have a kind of line, although very thin line because it's not bold, very thin line. However, let's press Ctrl P again and go and look at it on our print page. Can you see? Now we have a line around this. And the truth is, you can see, if you want to make this thing more interesting, you want to make it more bold, you can do. Just right click on this here and come to your format cells. Once you get under format cells, we have page for line for numbers, we have page for alignment. If you want to work on your alignment, you get to alignment very soon. If you want to change your font, then we have a place for border. This is your border page. So at the moment we have it to this is the size we have at the moment. If I want to change the size, I can just change the size, come back here, come and change the size to wherever I want. And then doing that, I can easily, so this is your top alignment. This is your top border, rather, not alignment. This is your top border, this is your bottom border, this is your middle border, this is your left border, this is your right border, and then this is your center border. So clicking on this shows all border. That's the summary. It shows all border. I can click on OK, and then you see that this is now thicker than what we used to have. This is now kind of more bold, more masculine than what we used to have. So that is how to play around your border lines. So apart from our borderline, very fast. Anyway, you can just play around all these. So you can have the bottom double border, your thick bottom border, your top and bottom border. So all these are just name and like. So at times to have the best feel of it, we come here most times to have the best feel of it, because this you can easily control whatever you want, even up to the color of the border and the likes. So what we have over here is fill. This fill is the same thing that we have over here. The same thing we have over here that we are going to talk about very soon. And then you have your protect. This your protect. I always tell people at times that I can give you my Excel file, that if I don't want you to access what is there, you won't be able to access it. So there's a way you can actually protect your Excel workbook or your Excel sheet. Yeah, let me use your Excel sheet. Your Excel sheet, that you will enable a password system on your Excel. That's something I've done before. That's something I've already done. In fact, some people will deliberately request for it. Why? Because, for example, we in construction, there is a period in time that one surveyors prepare bill of quantities, and then there's something we call tendering process. In tendering process, because you want your contractors to enter their prices onto your already prepared bill of quantities, but then you don't want them to be able to edit all the descriptions, everything, every other column. You don't want them to be able to edit your quantities. The only thing you want them to be able to edit is the price column. So how can you do that? You can easily lock all your sheets and unlock just your price column. You can easily lock all your sheets and unlock your price column. So it's just to put a kind of level of security. Apart from the fact that even all these your sheets one by one, you can actually lock them. You can actually protect your sheet with password also. This is it. So you can protect your sheet with password. That even if you're sending your work out to anybody, your Excel sheet out to anybody, at times deliberately, if I'm sending my Excel sheet, I don't want anybody to tamper with it. I will just lock my sheet. Once I lock my sheet, for you to access it, you must input your password. And if you don't know the password, you can't do anything on it. So I see it's just a level of protection on Excel that people can actually take advantage of to get their stuff protected. So this guy is what we call a field color. Is what we call field color. And then just like the description tells us, they said it is the color, the background of cell to make them stand out. It colors the background of cell to make them stand out. You want to make noise about something, you want to put some other efficacy to something, you might decide to just color the background. And in your field guided assignments, one of the assignments you'll be doing, actually, you will need to also use this field color just to demarcate the pay between some months and some months. By the time you get there, you will see it better. However, how this guide is being used is, if, for example, I want to copy, I want to paint all these side a different color from here, so I can just stand out. I can just say, okay, let me put color yellow, or any other color I want. Yeah. So I just want it to be like this. It's as simple as that. So it's just I can do it for a particular just one cell if I want, and I can do it for multiple cells if I want. I can do it for rows if I want. So there is no rule to how to use it. It depends on what you want to achieve. It depends on what you want to achieve. That is what will determine how you will use it, or your disposition or your approach to it. So this is what we call fill color, and it is basically used to fill the background of our cell. However, the truth is, color painter can format painter can also pick it. So let's pick this color. Let's pick yellow for this guy to make it. So let's use our format painter, and then apply it here. Can you see it's also picking our background because it is counting our background as a format. It is counting our background as a format, as a format, and it is also, it can also copy it and paste it to anywhere, anything we are trying to achieve or we are trying to replicate. So, and this guy is what we call our font color. This guy is also called our font color. So what font color does is that it helps you to change the color of your text. It helps you to change the color of your text. Here at the moment we have them to be automatic. Your automatic is black by default, but then your automatic at times might not be black. If I'm using anyway, because of this how Excel looks, how Excel is, whether you are using dark theme or light theme, it always puts the cell itself as white. It always puts the sheet itself as white. So however, if you are using tables and then you're already going to dark colors on your table, your automatic color might be white. It's not necessary that your automatic color is black. So, and then that's why we have even white color, and then we have black color also as part of the team colors. We have white, we have black. But then on the norms, your color is always on automatic. It's always on automatic on norms. So for this, I can decide to change the color of this to, let's say, red. Yeah, I can decide to change the color of this to, let's say, green. So that is you playing around your colors. So color usage on your Excel actually, just like your background, your field color, it also depends on what you are planning to achieve. It also depends on what you are trying to achieve, because for us as a data analyst, and I've been reiterating it, this is our backend. But then the truth is, we might say that we don't really want to focus on backend. That's what people are saying is actually not our backend, is our front end. But then the truth is, our backend at times, it is where we are drawing our inspiration from. It is the foundation for our inspiration. You might have a style for your backend that actually helps you to see some things faster, possibly in your data processing stage, in your data cleaning stage. You might have a field that you love so much that possibly you want at a point in time, I did a table structure, how I want my table to be, just center of my worksheet. I want the headers to be under a black background. I want others to be this. I just preferred it at that particular point in time. I just preferred it because it always gave me a kind of better feel about anytime I'm working on my data set. Like I feel, I don't want to use the word I feel on top of the word, but then it just makes me feel comfortable working on it because this my backend is my workstation. I should make it in a way that will actually give me the maximum level of comfort I'm looking for. So that's one of the reasons why we are playing around this, so that while you are possibly your own style might be the cells that you have not edited. They will be in color, possibly color red, and the cells that you are working on at the moment may be in color yellow, and then the cell you have done may be in color green. That might be your own style. If it works fine for you, works for you, it's great. And like I always tell my students that when it comes to data analytics, the truth is, even if 100 students are under the best tutor in the world, the truth is, by the time they are done, or by the time they use a year, 2 years, 5 years in the industry, their level of intelligence or knowledge in data analytics will actually not be the same. Even let them be exposed to the same thing. Let them be, because We all have different ways of drawing inspiration. I always tell students, and I always tell people that possibly one of the things that helped me for my own visuals, one of the reasons why I have eyes for very great visuals when it comes to data analytics. One of my strong points, one of my strongest points is actually visuals. Power BI, your visualization and the likes, that's and even Tableau. Tableau visuals. I love visuals. And I was saying at the point I said possibly because of the fact that at a point in time in my life I learned graphics design. Like I paid for a class and I learned graphics design. And in the class as a graphic design, they taught us color, complementary color. They taught us how to alignment. They taught us all those things are very important. And those knowledge, I'm not translating. I'm not bringing it on board to my visuals in data analytics. So that is why you can't see my visuals just anyhow. You can't see my visuals just kind of there. I pay close attention to my arrangements. I deliberately put some guys where they are. I'm very deliberate about the color I use. I'm very deliberate about the complementary color I'm using, and it has been working fine for me. So, um, how good someone can be in data analytics depends on how creative the person can actually get with your tools. We all are using the same tools. We all are under the same lecture, the same tutoring. However, the level of our creativity would make the difference. So at times you might want to achieve 4. Your end result is 4. Somebody can say, oh, my own 4 is 1 plus 3. Well, someone can say, oh no, my own 4 is 2 plus 2. Someone can say, you are see, my own 4 is 6 minus 2. And someone can say, my own 4 is 10 minus 4 itself. I mean 10 minus 6 rather. Don't worry. So the truth is, are they all getting the same result? They are all getting the same results. But then the truth is, all of them are using different formula, different formulas. And the same thing applies in data analytics. It is not a one-way traffic. Data analytics is not a one-way traffic. That your tutor trained you using a particular style does not mean that is the only style you can use to achieve that result. In fact, by the time we get to our visuals, you will start seeing so many charts. We start seeing so many charts, and that's one of the reasons why you see two persons solving the same questions, and they will have different dashboard. That one, your understanding of charts also plays a lot of things. In our class, one of the things we'll be doing is we'll be looking at all the important charts, and we'll be looking at the conditions when you need them. In fact, I think I have a material, a book to that effect that talks into all the kind of charts from your bar chart to your line charts to your histogram to your donut chart, to your pie charts, all those charts, and then on what occasion are they best used. So it is another teaching that if we as a data analyst we are not so much conversant about it, we are not so strong about it, then it will be this or that. We won't be given the right vibe. We won't be given the right information. So, but then anyway, but then that's at times two charts can be correct. For example, your bar charts and your column charts. They can be any one of them. You can use any one of them. The difference is that one is coming from down up, and while the other one is coming from sideways. So to an extent you'll be able to pass the same information. But however, it depends on the kind of aesthetical appellation you want to work around that will inform your own personal decision this time around. Your own personal decision. It is not, the truth is, it is not affecting the quality of your work. That's the truth. It is not affecting your result. It is not affecting your interpretation. What it is affecting is your appellation, how compelling you are to people. And the truth is, as a data analyst, you can't run away from that appellation. That's the raw fact. As a data analyst, we can't run away from it because people looking at our dashboard from afar, they want to be able to complement it or run away from it. So if they are running away from it, then even no matter how fantastic the information you have to give is, it will not sink. But then, even if it is aesthetically appealing, very appealing, and then your information is still having some kind of lacunas, it might be easier to say, you know what, change this information, change the information, and at least we have the ODS to start with. So that about your color. That's about your color. So now the next one is your alignment. The next one is your alignment. We call it alignment. So this guy. So for people that are familiar with Microsoft Word, at least you might have seen alignments a bit. So we have all this our right alignment, we have our left alignment, we have center alignment. On Microsoft Word, we have justify, but then we don't have justify over here. We have justify. Then another one we now have is top alignment. We have bottom alignment, and then we have mid alignment. So what is the difference between all these guys? Let's create a wide space. It's like I always do. Let's create a very wide space. This is wide enough to an extent, but then let's make it deep. Yeah, this guy, my guy. So let me say Victor Kolapo. So at the moment, this guy is assuming a left alignment. By default, all your text, your alphabet on Excel assumes a left alignment by default, just like your Microsoft Word. By default, all tests, all tests, all tests assumes left alignment by default. This guy is saying my English is not correct. Okay, assume left alignment by default. Then all numbers or integers assume right alignment by default. Alignment by default. By default. So for example, a bed. Can you see it is saying on the left. Let me write 3, 4, 5. Can you see it is going to the right? So your integers, your dates, they assume right alignment by default on Excel, while your text they assume left alignment. So this guy now we have it to be on left alignment. This is the guy over here, left alignment. This is it, left alignment. However, I can decide to change it if I want. I can decide to change this guy if I want. How can I change it? I can change it to my right alignment. No policeman will arrest me. This is my Excel. I'm the one controlling it. No police can arrest me for that. It is my personal decision. So this is myself bringing this name to the right, where number used to be. It is allowed. I can decide to bring it to the center. It is also allowed. So this is your left alignment, your right alignment, and your center alignment. However, all the three alignments we just did now, they are all on the bottoms. They are all on the bottom. So those are bottoms. So if I want to go to the mid, I can click on this guy. It will go to the mid. So I can have right mid, left mid, center mid, and then right mid alignment, if that's what I want. And if I want to go to the top, I can also click on top. So I can have right top, center top, and then I can have left top also. So those are all the alignments we have. So we can say we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 combinations of alignments, possible combinations of alignment that we have on Excel. 9 combinations. So it is either we're having bottom top, bottom mid, bottom mid, bottom bottom. Okay, so sorry for that. Left top, left mid, left bottom. Or we are having center top, center mid, center bottom. Or we are having right top, right mid, and right bottom. So that is those are our alignments on Excel. Are we still together? Let me get a feedback. We have been silent for a while. Mr. Gochuku, you are welcome to class.
Yes, sir.
We are together.
We are together. Okay, fantastic. So far, are we graphing, or you want us to move at the faster pace?
Yeah, we are grappling. I think we can go on this page.
Okay, Mr. Maximus, your hand is raised.
Yeah. Please, why is my alignment section not highlighted?
Not highlighted in what sense?
Like, I wanted to apply the alignment, but I found out that it's not highlighted. Like I can't click on it, anything.
So can you are you joining? Are you on this call with your system?
Yeah.
So please kindly share your screen. I will stop sharing now. So kindly share your screen. So that's one of the importance of joining on your PC. It makes us to rectify all those things very fast. So please, you can. Please, I'm still waiting.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you see it?
Okay. Yes, I can see it.
Yeah.
So the reason why it's not aligned at the moment is because you are still in editing mode on your Excel. So you can click out. You can click a cell outside that place. Click a cell out. Yeah, yeah. Now
Okay.
come and click back on the cell.
Okay. Okay.
So you can apply your alignment.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So I'm sharing my screen back now so that we can continue our class. Okay. So I believe you can see my screen.
Yes, we can.
Yes,
Okay.
we can.
Okay. Fantastic. Okay. So that about our alignment. However, under our alignment, we have something we call index. So most times index, to an extent, we don't really use it anyway. But then let's just make mention of it. So index is actually used. Um,
Yeah, this
Mrs.
is a
Mrs.
following.
Adegoke, your mic is on. Okay, thank you so much, ma. Okay, thank you so much. So, index is actually used to move your content closer to your cell border. What do we mean by that? This guy is at this left side. I want to move it closer to this right border. What should I do? I can click on this guy. Can you see? It is moving closer without using any of my alignment. Oh, it is still under left alignment. Oh, I can keep using this guy and I will move it to that point. So that is basically what your index is doing. Can you see that the guy has even missed the way home now? So that's what your index is used for. So however, for if this back is we move it back to your left. So that's basically what your index is used for. It's just it's just you playing around it to move your objects closer to your border. So that's how the index is used. So now we have this to be called our orientation. We have these to be called our orientations. So I remember the popular example I always use for students for this particular one, for this particular orientation is that is our normal student report card. Some of us has been to school before. Some of us has been to school before. Yeah, but I know it's not all of us that has been to school. Mr. Basi, I don't know whether you went to school, shall, but then I know that some of us.
Only Sunday school.
Oh, Sunday school. Ah, okay. Okay, no wahala. Sunday school also have report cards at times because I remember we do set questions for our students so that we can access them on the left. But then people that have gone to good schools like my own. Anyway, let me look at the call. Who is attending a better school than my own here? Okay. Maybe Precious. She's attending Redeemer University. So that place they always pay big money there. So maybe I don't need to talk. Yeah. So okay, so for people attending that have been to school before, there's a way they always structure our report card, and then our report card is always in a way like possibly all the subjects will be by this side. The subject will be by this side. Maths, English. They will now come over here and say mark obtainable over in your test to 30, this and the likes. But then I don't want to go through this route. I want to go through the route of all students sheets, all student sheets. So I can have name of students here. So I can have mark obtainable here. Name. Let me just put name. Let me leave this place. Or okay, let's use name. Let's use Basi Kingsley Ayondike Ayodike, Kingsley, Maximus. Hope I know Mr. Maximus surname like this. Mr. Maximus, don't come after my head though. Don't come after my head. I think I tried it with the surname. Okay, so we have Ade Goke Precious. We have Ade Kunle. Okay. Now Miss Adegoke will come after my head now. So let me just quickly go and edit before she comes. Anyway, maybe she's not even noticed that self. Adekunle Precious.
I actually
You actually noticed. Thank God you not come after my head. So we have Mr. Yomide Atanda Emmanuel. I think I know. No worry, I know Mr. Yomide's name in his own fullness. Okay, so we have Miss Anime Oluwakemi. Okay, so who else? I think those are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, yeah, 7 of us. Okay, so we have names. All right, so let's say um what's our grading system looking like? Let's do our normal physics, mathematics, physics. I hope everybody is a science student. Shall if you are not science student, it does not mean it's just an assumption. We are not giving you chemistry, accounting, which other thing? Let's say biology. Which other thing? Uh, integrated science, so that you can have something long, and the likes and the likes and the likes. So, but then if you notice that on report card, they don't always have it like this. They always have it in the kind of way that it will come from up to down or from down to up, just to make these spaces kind of much more compacted. So how can we achieve that? So that is where we have what we call our orientation. This guy over here. So with our orientation, we can change the orientations of our tests to whatever we want to achieve. It depends on us. We are the one that is using it. We are the one that wants to achieve something. So it depends on what we want to achieve. So let's click on this and let's look at all the orientation. So this is angle counterclockwise. So let's look at it. Pow. So this is what it looks like. This is what your angle counterclockwise. What is what it looks like. So anytime you see some of these features used on possibly your report card or possibly on Word or anything, they are basic things. There is no magic behind them. You know, angle clockwise. This. What about vertical test? This is how it looks like. This is how it looks like. Vertical, vertical test. This is how it looks like. Then we have our rotate up test. Yeah, fantastic. This is what most of us always use. Rotate test up. This is what we always use. This is how our report card always look like. And if you want to do rotate test down, this is it also. But then for the purpose of this our class, we stick with our rotate test up. So now, all this while I've been doing a kind of drag and drag for cell. I hate that thing. I hate that thing. But then I don't want to start doing what is not dragging so that I will not confuse us. So I have a lot of space over here, and I want to make this as compact as possible. So instead of me coming now and drag this to make it compact and the likes, I don't like that because I won't even get the best result. How can I do that? Come over to this edge. Once your mouse changes to an arrow both side like it is at the moment, um, let me make this kind of border. Yeah, so I believe you should be able to see this border now. Um, so come in between these guys. It has changed from this your normal mouse. You can see that at the moment it is white cross, but then now it is black. So just double click it. Just left click twice. Just left click twice. 1, 2. Can you see? It will compact it by itself. Again, come over here. Left click it twice. Papa. It will compact it by itself. And if you want to do it at once, click on all these guys and double click it. Papa. Okay, this guy wants to prove too big for me. So I can come here and then everything will compact by itself. Everything will compact by itself. So that is that about. So I can easily change this back to biology, and I can zoom this out. The truth is, some of these small tricks, at times, those are the things we use to bamboozle people. that's that's the real reality. All those small tricks, those are the things we use to bamboozle people nowadays. So, wow, Victor, you can do this, fantastic, and the likes. So all these simple tricks, they are just to make our work kind of sweeter. So I can insert. So I'm jumping now. This guy over here is I okay. Don't let me jump yet. I wanted to put a set in between here before, but then don't worry. We'll come back here, and then we still use this guy as for our calculations either today or tomorrow. Tomorrow, not might not be today. Tomorrow to start computing some scores and start with our basic calculations. So let me come back here. So we have checked our orientation and we have seen how to use all the five orientations we have here. One, two, three, four, five. Yeah, all the five orientations that we have. We have been able to see how we can use it. So let's move to this guy. Let's move to this guy. So we have this guy. We have what we call wrap test and merge and center. We have what we call wrap test and merge and center. So let's come here. Let me look for a virgin land. Okay, let me use this place. Let me use this place. This F2 F2. Let me write. My name is Victor Okolapo. Cow. Okay. So whether we want to admit it or not, our cell F2. I think I've thought about naming ceremony of ourselves yesterday, about how to know the name of ourselves, and then your F here and then your two here, that's your F2, and you can easily come and do the cheat code here. Come and look at it here. Either way, just get the right concept of it, so that you can know how this guy is actually formed. That's why I went to the route of teaching us how the name is being coined. So, but then this guy is in cell F2, but then it is encroaching G2, it is encroaching H2. It is in F2, but it is encroaching G2, it is encroaching H2. So there are two ways I can actually go about this. Let me copy this and paste this here so that I can have it too. And they are both encroaching. They are both encroaching. So now, if you want to use the formula I used for this place, I can easily come back here. Where is it? I can easily come here and come here, double click, cha. Can you see? It will expand this to accommodate it. It will expand this, it will expand your column F to accommodate all your text in its whole fullness. That is number one way of doing it. But then if you are working in a kind of table structure that you don't want to, because of only this one person, now enlarge text, a table, a column for every other thing, it will not make any sense. So then there see another way of doing that. Another way of doing that is what we call our wrap test. So there's a function on Excel that helps you to wrap all your text inside your cell, that it will not go beyond, it will not encroach its boundary. For every cell, there is a boundary. We have your top boundary here, you have your left boundary here, you have your right boundary here, you have your bottom boundary here. There is always a boundary for every cell. So, however, you don't want this guy to encroach another man's land. This is the only land you only pay for 1 acre, and now you are for 1 acre, and now you are farming on 3 acres of land. Who gave you the audacity? Who gave you the approval? So we want this guy to stay on his own lane. So then the best way to do that is to come and meet this guy and just click on it. Wrap text. Wow. So what your wrap test will do is that it will just capture everything inside the cell. So what it will increase is the width of your or the length of your row. So the length of your row will increase. to capture all your text inside the same cell so that it won't encroach another man's land. So that is the function of your wrap text. So, however, let's assume I have the luxury of time, or possibly I'm dealing with something like titles, like possibly I want to write essay about myself, and I can afford to just say, oh, you know what, I bought land here. You know what, my family is encroaching G, my family is encroaching H. You know what, I want to buy all the land. I want to buy everything. I want to just sit at the center of it, just to dominate it. I can afford it. So how can you do that? Then that's what we call your match and center. So your match and center function will match all these lands together in your name. Like in your name. This is coming from F3, G3, and H3. So this guy that is in F3 wants to buy G3 and H3 and name it with his name F3. So how can we do that? You just come over here and do your match and center. So this guy will come, they will become one. And the three shall become one, not two this time around. And the three shall become one. And they will assume the name of the first guy, of the original owner. That is F3. So even if you are coming under G2 to come and click, it will still be F3. If you are coming under H to come and click, it should still be F3. So your property is no longer encroaching their land. It is now you are the owner of everything over here. So that is how your merge and center, that is how it works. Are we still together? Are we still together? Do we understand up to this point, or we have any question?
Yes, sir, we are together, sir. But can you please come over that from the test to
Okay,
from the wrap test? Thank you.
okay, fantastic. No wala. So let's
Mr.
come.
Victor,
I'm with you, Mr. Buchuku.
is this class recorded?
Yeah, this class is being recorded. Yeah, this class is being recorded.
Okay. Can we have the recording session? Is it possible?
You can have
After.
it. In fact, you can have it. Maybe if I sleep late, you might have it even tonight.
Okay.
I
Thank you.
think I think your yesterday's class, because I was speaking with coming not quite long. I think yesterday's class should be should be on YouTube already, or possibly she's uploading it at the moment. So also after this class, I'll try and export this as fast as possible so that I can also upload it. So that once it is being uploaded, you will see it on your LMS. That's why you're using LMS. You will see it on your LMS with immediate effects, and you can go back to
Okay.
go and watch it. So
Okay.
so as a means of going back, so I said, let me do Uroju work. Let me copy this guy, copy, and let me bring it back here. Don't worry. I thought you guys know Excel. Oh. I thought I thought everything we have been discussing all this while we just be a guy. We know all this thing now. Why are you taking us? Why are you dragging us back? That's what I've been thinking. Oh. Ah. Okay. So my name is Victor O. Kolapo. Okay. So yeah, this is our guy. This is our guy. This guy is in cell N6. N6. N and 6. Cell N6. That's where this guy is. But then, this guy is encroaching the boundaries. It is now in cell O6 and cell P6. But he's not paying for this land. He's not paying for this land. And if you are not paying for it, you are not permitted to stay there. Because by the time I come here and write something else here, we will lose all these values over here. My name, we want to be able to see the whole detail of what is here, so that we can easily curb that. Then we have some ways of doing that. And the first way I mentioned is the fact that, just like I told you, that you expand your cell. So just come over here, double click this guy, and expand your cells to accommodate all your names. But then always, it's not always wise to do that, because it depends on it depends on what you are working on. At times, if you are working on something, it might not permit you to actually extend your column to make the width of your column that big. So because of that, you might need to tell this guy, see, I don't know what you will do. This is my property. Now me get O6. Now me get P6. In all you're doing, don't go beyond your property. Don't go beyond your N6. Don't go beyond that. Don't encroach my land. So how can we do that? So we can easily just click on this guy and click on our wrap test. How? So your wrap test will help you to compress your test encroaching another man's boundary inside your boundary. It's like compressing it together. So while compressing it together, your row length will be long. Your row height rather, your row height will be longer. But then you'll be able to maintain your column, the width of your column. You'll be able to maintain the width of your column. So the major time we use this wrap test is when we want to preserve the width of our column, but then we can afford to lose our rows, because almost always you can actually afford to lose your rows. Actually, almost always, because your rows actually talks into an entity. By the time we start dealing with data set, I will explain what field means very well, and I will explain what entities means very well, so that you can know what your rows is talking into, what your columns is talking into. So that is how to wrap your test. So we commanding this guy to wrap test is saying that, guy, stay in your boundary, stay your day, my day, my day, and the likes. But then this guy can say, you know what? Name your price, Mr. O. Name your price, Mr. P. Name your price. I want to do a merger. I will buy all of it together. I will put my property at the center of it, and I own everything. Don't worry, I will pay you off. So most times, those kind of merger always come with a kind of header. For example, let's say for this guy over here, we want to have something like student report sheet. Student report sheet. This guy is over here. Yeah, he's not encroaching so much into this. But then this guy is saying that, you know what, this place that you gave me is not enough. Oh, I can't stay here. I am a big guy. I'm the one that is telling you what is happening in all these places. So you know what? I want to buy G, I want to buy H, I want to buy I, I want to buy J, I want to buy K, I want to buy L. In fact, I want to buy M, so that I can have enough space to breathe. So we can just tell this guy, okay, yeah, buy everything, and come here and you do our match and center. So your match and center, we just put this guy at the center of everything, and it will attribute the name to the first guy, which is your F1. Your F1. It will attribute the name to F1, because F1 is the one buying every other guy. So because this guy is a title, it helps us to know what is happening over here, student report sheet. So most times our titles always do the buying. Most times our title always do the buying. It always do the margin. It match columns together so that it can have enough space to itself. So for this guy, you can say, oh, I want to buy this guy, I want to buy this guy. Then you can just scroll on this guy and then just do your merge and center, and then you have this. My name is Victor Hokolapo. So this is now taking from N11, is now taking O11, is now taking P11. So that is how your match and center works. But just like I said, most times we use it for headers. Most times we use it for headers. You can't use it in between your data set. In fact, at times it always gives headaches in between your data set. You can't use it in between your data set. It's always it. You know, at a point in time I got the data from my company that I want to use to run a demo report system for them. And at a point in time I saw that they are merging these guys together. They are merging together. Like 3 guys like this. You have A, B, contractor A, contractor B, contractor C here. You now add their sum together. It won't work like this. Let's split them. Because for data analysis, by the time you load it to your Power Query, it takes it one by one. So we enjoy splitting when it comes to our data. It makes it more structured. It makes it more organized. So when we are dealing with our data. But then for the header, we can afford to have it matched for our header. It's not really a biggie. So that's about your wrap test and your match test. So for this, these are our data type. We have our data type. So we have a lot. We have quite a number of them. We have your number, you have your currency, you have your accounting, you have your short date, you have your long date, you have your time, you have your percentage, you have your fractions. So anytime you're dealing with fraction, your data type should be on fraction. Anytime you're dealing with percentage, for example, you say 4, okay, this is 54, and then let me just put these two to be on percentage. So can you see that immediately I click on this percentage, this guy changed to 5400. But then if I write 54 now, it will change it, it will just give me 54%, because I'm looking for 54% itself, not 5400% and the likes. So it helps. So all these are data type. Yeah, we use them a lot when it comes to our data standardization. We use them a lot when it comes to our data standardization, because we want to ensure that our data is standardized. We want to ensure that our data follows the same principle, the same nomenclature. So by the time we get there, we will also talk in details about that, so that I will not load us with so much information at the beginning part. So you have your general, your test always assume general. You have your numbers. Anytime you are dealing with your currency, your amount, dollars, pounds, you can use your currency, your accounting also, your date, your short date, your long date, your time, your percentage, and your fraction. And then you can also have more formats. You can also have more formats. You can customize formats. In fact, I always come to this customized formats. Let me teach you let me teach you one simple hack on Excel that I use at times. So this guy over here, let me look for which guy should I use? Let me come and use this guy over here. If I have something over here and I don't want people to see it, like it should be there, but I don't want people to see it at the first glance. There's a way around it. Just come over here, more function, customize, then under our general, I can delete this and I can use my semicolon 1 2 3 1 2 3 semicolon 3 times and click on my OK. Can you see? Can you see that there's nothing here again? But then in the back end, I can see that there's something there in the back end. But then but then on here, you won't be able to see anything. So that is one of the tricks we use on Excel. That's one of the tricks we use on Excel, just to bamboozle people. So possibly I am multiplying something by some things on the table, and I don't want people to see what I'm multiplying it by. So I can just put it here and I will just hide it like I did just now. And everybody looking at it will not know that there is something over here. They'll just be looking at it as a kind of blank guy. So that's a gimmick anyway. So I'm not teaching you about bad things, but then at times you might just need it for your personal consumption or for your personal use when dealing with anybody. So just come to your customized, more number and format, custom, delete whatever is here, and your column 1 2, your semicolon 3 1 2 3, and then click on your OK, and then it will hide. It is as simple as ABC. So so that is that about that. So that is what your number is talking about. So for the number, when you are dealing with points, let's say 0.78, I'm dealing with points over here. If I want, I can increase the number of zeros if I want using this guy, and I can reduce the numbers of zero using this guy anyhow I want it. So this is what this is used for. I can reduce the number of zero and I can increase the number of zero anyhow I want it. So so that is that about your numbers. So and I think I've mentioned how to use this before yesterday. You can have a long list of numbers, 60, this and that, and then it's not making any sense at the moment. So I can just click on comma. So it makes more sense like this. It makes more sense. It makes more sense like this. So that's the use of your comma. It's used to make it's used to format your number also, so that it can separate in thousands. It can separate in thousands. So that is that about your number. So as regard your style, we will have a dedicated class for conditional formatting. Conditional formatting is very big. Is a big guy. Conditional formatting is a big guy. We use it for so many things in data analytics. In fact, we use it for so many things we can use it, employ it in data cleaning also. I want to go and see the day we'll be having class just on conditional formatting. Understanding is there. Tomorrow is a function. Understanding is a basic function. Yeah. So next week, Saturday, we'll be having understanding conditional formatting and paste special. So conditional formatting and paste special. Yeah. So we'll be having a dedicated class for conditional formatting. So I will not be spending so much time on it at the moment, and then you'll be given an assignment next week on conditional formatting also. So prepare your mind as regards that assignment also. Very simple assignment. Very simple assignment. But then it's just and so conditional formatting is under our style. Then we have format as table also. So you can format a table. These are your table format that you have. So let's come over here. Let's come over here and let's try and see if you can format as table here. Just yeah, my table as header. Yeah, let's use header. Yeah. So this is your format as table. Because we've colored this before, that is why it's giving us this. So let's remove the color. I can remove the color and say no fill. Yeah, no fill. So this is how it will be. So if I want, I can change my table design to whatever I want. I can change my table design to whatever I want. So this is your format as table. You can always change. You can always format as table. So that is what it's just to bring your words. And then the truth is, as a data analyst, we're always working in table. So this format as table, I've mentioned before that there was a time that I took my time and built a kind of table that I'll be working on. It's something you can also maybe pick interest in if you like anyway. That anytime you load your data set, it's a kind of, you will just apply that table on it, and it will customize. So basically it is for your own personal consumption. It is not really a biggie. It's for your own personal consumption. Except the only time this will make more sense for you, or maybe that you might pay more attention to it, that it will not be a biggie, is when you are extracting this or in its wholeness as part of your reporting. When you are extracting this in its wholeness as part of your reporting. So for example, yeah. So for example, this is a table. This guy over here is a table, and I am extracting this table in its wholeness as part of a report. So I need to pay a close attention to it. So I can format the table to anything I want, so that it will follow the theme of whatever I'm doing at the moment. So this is part of a report. So I can get deliberate about how I format it. But then if it is just backend, if it's just your backend, how you doing your things yourself, you can just format it to your taste, how you want it. And then it's just to make it aesthetically appealing to you as an individual. So for your self style, you can decide to change your self style also. You can decide to change your self style at just a glance. You can decide to change your text at just a glance. So these are just you playing around things, just to play around things yourself. Just to play around things, you can do whatever you want with this. Just play around it and the likes. So those are your styles. Those are your styles. And then also from there we have our cells. So and just like I said, this guy is a cell. Each of them is a cell, each of one of them. And that's because it is the smallest unit you can have on your spreadsheet or on your sheet. However, if I want, I can add row, and I can remove if I want. So for example, here I can come here, I can click on insert. Can you see it will bring another one over here? If I need more, I can easily do insert until whatever I want. And if I want, I can delete. I'm the one controlling it. So you can delete your cells, you can delete your sheet rows, you can delete your sheet itself. You can insert your cells, you can insert your sheet rows, you can insert a sheet itself. So it depends on what you're planning to achieve. So let's insert a sheet. Can you see it's bringing us to a new sheet? That's basically how to add your sheet. So but then instead of coming through here, I can easily click on plus here, and it will still give me the same result. So it is just like I said, it's not a one-way traffic. I can always do it as I want. So this is our format. If you want to change your row height, you want to change your column width yourself, these are the places you can actually play around to change all your row heights, all those ones. It depends on your orientation, what you want. It's just to play around it. But then most times it's always best for you to do on auto fit. Auto fit. Okay, this I might not need auto fit for this, except I will do my auto fit for the entire column. Auto fit, yeah, it is already on auto fit. So except I will do my auto fit on the entire column and the like. So anything you want, if you want to rename your sheet, if you want to move or copy your sheet, if you want to tab, if you want to color your tab, can you see color red? Let's come down here. Can you see that when I'm not on it, it is color red over here? If you want to, when I come back to you still see the trace of red there. So and then even I can even do it from here, color tab. I can change it to this color if I want. So it's something I can achieve anyhow. There are multiple ways, all those things, they are also here. There are multiple ways of actually getting all those things done. You want to lock your cell, you want to protect your sheet. So these are the guys you can go to for your protection. These are the guys you can go to for your protection. So under here we have our editing. Under here we have our editing. So under our editing, you have your sum, that is your aggregate. These are your aggregate functions. These are your aggregate functions. So your sum, your average, your count number, your maximum, your minimum. By tomorrow, we'll start looking at all these. We'll look at all these guys tomorrow, how they are used, what they mean, and then before we start looking at some other functions also on Excel. That's what we'll be doing tomorrow. Also for this guy, we have what we call fill. This is our fill 2. This is our fill. This is our fill 2. So for your filling, you can fill anyhow you want. You can either fill down, you can fill right, you can fill up, and you can fill left. And there's something called flash fill also. So how does your fill itself works? How does your fill itself works? Let's see. Okay, I think one of us has say here. Fill. Let's say let's say 2, 3, 4, and the likes. Or let's say we're having okay, let me go 2 ways. Let me go 2 ways. And let me say 6, 3, 9. Okay, this is 3, 6, 9. Let me just go through that route. 2, 4, 6. Just to follow a kind of sequence anyway. So let me click on this, and then let's come here and say fill down. So what happened here is the fact that this guy looked at the space we have at the moment, and it filled our first guy. It filled it down up to this place. What is up here, it is filling it down up to this place. So that is basically how to use our fill. So now let me use this another method anyway. This is another method of filling, depending on how you want to achieve it. So what I'm doing there is that I have already programmed these guys to follow a sequence: 3, 6, and 9. Then using our relative referencing, we will touch on relative referencing very soon. Not in today's class anyway. I think it should be in next week class also. Relative referencing, yeah, next week Sunday's class. We'll touch on our relative referencing. So using our relative referencing, this guy, immediately I come over here and this guy is changing to black, I can drag it down, and this guy will automatically fill itself, and it will use the relative referencing of 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. That is difference of 3 all along. The same thing over here, difference of 2 all along. That's how your relative referencing works. So now let's say I have equals to this multiplied by this, enter. So now let me come here, I can say fill down. fill down. So clicking on fill down, what is this guy doing? Let me go back. So I'm clicking on here, or I can even come here and say fill down. Can you see fill down? Fill down. So what this guy is doing here is that the formula that is over here, that is the first one over here, it is filling it down for every other guys too. That's what your fill down is used for. The formula that you typed here is filling it down over on other guys also. That is how to use your fill down. And it is the same way it works for others also, maybe fill up or fill right and the likes. So for example, let's say this and I'm coming like this. Okay, there's no space up again, but then you can see 0 minus 2 and it is moving up. Also this like this, let me say pg 0 minus 3 and it's moving up, so I can say here fill up. Can you see the formula is coming in, and here fill up and the formula is coming in also. So it's down is coming down, up is going up, down is coming down, up is going up. Are we still together in class? Let me see. Do we have any challenge with this? Do we have any challenge with this? Are we still together? Hello?
Yes, sir. We're still together, sir.
Okay.
Sorry,
Okay. Fantastic. So and then the same thing for your right and your left also. It follows the same principle of possibly you're writing your 1, 2, 3, 4 and the likes, and then you are I think there's a sequential error that I'm trying to tamper with. There's a sequential error I'm trying to see how I can manipulate. I can easily do this and then fill it right to any length I want. But then I think I'm having a sequential issue with my normal fill. So but then it follows the same principle. So if I do my fill right like this, it will just fill everything in that area with your first guy. So and then also if you also have a formula along the line, possibly you are dealing with your rows and you are kind of, let me do this, Control C. Don't mind my style for now. So equals to this. I just did something now. Nobody's asking question about it, but no asking any question about it yet. I'll see. We'll still get to that part in class. So fill right, and then it also fills the formula across board. So that's how your fill right also works. Then fill left also, that's the same thing. And then they also have their shortcuts. Your fill down is control plus D. Control plus D. Your fill up is, what is fill up? Let me steal here. Your fill up is, there's no shortcut for fill up, but then fill right has shortcuts here. So you just fill down and fill right that has shortcuts. But I'm trying to see that control plus R plus R. That's your fill right. So this is your fill down. This is your fill right. Your fill left and fill up does not have any shortcuts. You just have to do it and the like. So these are other shortcuts. So so that's about your fill. Your aggregate will work on that tomorrow. Your fill, you checked. Here, if you want to clear anything on your test, you want to clear the format, you want to clear the content. So your content, okay, Precious.
All right, sir. Thank you, sir. So I just want to ask a question. I don't know. It's about about this editing, right? About this feel right and feel left. So for this one that has the 111, I just want to be sure that what I have in my head is what is right. So it is one. It is giving us the first number because there was no formula, right? Is
Exactly,
that the reason why?
exactly, exactly,
All right, sir.
exactly. So
Thank you, sir.
if you notice when we got over here and then we are applying formula, it gave us it completed the formula for us across board.
Yes. Thank you.
Um, okay, let me still ask.
Okay, no
What
problem.
if we start from the second cell on the one that is showing us 111? If we start feeling it right from the second cell, I think it might give us exactly what we anticipated.
So what are you saying in that regard? So we should write two here.
Like, yeah, 2, 3, just the 3, yeah.
Okay, just the three. Okay.
Yeah. Now start feeling it from 2.
So
Let's see.
can you see that it's giving us two?
Okay. It still did not work. Okay.
Exactly. So your feel right. So most times, anytime we want to achieve sequential order, most of the times it's just best to come like this, pick these three, and then come and pick this guy to fill. Come and pick this guy to fill. Once it's changed to black, you can drag it. Then it will give you what you're expecting. I don't know if you got that. So we pick we pick the guy we are using to establish our sequence. We come at the tip of this guy, it will change to black, and then we can drag it to any length we want. So it will do the filling for us automatically. So it will do the sequential filling that we are looking for us. So and then another part to play is, for example, I want to have 1 year, 2 year, and I want to number all this. I can come here and I can just double click on this guy. Just double click, pa. It will fill it down for me. Like to any length I'm going, to any length I'm going. So just a double click on the first two, we actually get that done for me. Fast, pa. So that is another way of actually going around that. So I think around the field now, I've taught us how to drag, how to establish the sequence and drag. I've taught us how to double click, and also to use our control R and our control D to get whatever I want to do. So so for our sort and filtering, this is another guide that we'll be using a lot in our data cleaning, our sorting and filtering. So your sorting and filtering, just like the word implies, is that you want to filter away what is not needed. You want to sieve them away. You want to sieve some information away. Possibly it can be for any reason. Possibly it is because you want to concentrate on others. It can be because you just don't want to see them for now. It can be because of anything. So you just want to filter them away. So that is where our filtering comes in. When it comes to our sorting, let's say you want to sort alphabetical order, you want to sort about alphabetical order, for example, let's apply filtering and sorting on this guy over here. Is filter, yeah. So we have this. So I can decide that, you know what, let's sort it alphabetical order from A to Z. Can you see? Now we have Adegoke Precious, Adekunle Precious, Alimin, Oluwakemi, Ayindike, Ayomide, then we have everybody like this. And I can decide that I want to do it from Z to A also, depending on what I feel like. Then we have this big man coming first, and then others following. I think we have so many A's in class. So we can have it like this. So this is how your sorting works. You can sort alphabetical order, maybe from the minimum to the maximum, or from the maximum to the minimum, or from the highest value to the lowest value, or from your A to your Z, anyhow you want it. So that's what your sorting actually do for us. So and then what are the use case scenario for sorting? Yeah, in our data cleaning process, we use sorting at times to compact, to bring to depending. Possibly we want to see some item of work first, we can do that. If you want to move from lowest to the highest, possibly we want to look at the quantity that people order, we can also use that. For example, if we have scores around all these places I can use my sorting and filtering to see the person that has the highest score in mathematics. I can do that. So let me quickly compute some information equals to the obtainable score. So let's do this. Insert. Let's write obtainable mark here. And let's put 100 across board for everything. No, this guy, I'm not saying that you don't change the orientation for me. Let me reduce the font a bit. Yeah. I can do my Control R here. Now I can use shortcut confidently now because I believe that you guys have been following through in class. And if I use shortcut, you guys will not totally get lost. So I can have my total here. I can have my total here. My total is equals to. Don't worry. I don't want to be going into that details yet. So I can. Okay, I can leave this as it is, but then I think it is better I just print it so that it has a kind of just. I think I prefer this so that we know that it is not part of our of this guy. So I can do equals to random. So I'll use random numbers. This formula is called random between. It's a formula. It's a formula that I use in class to prorate data very fast for students. Anytime we are dealing with values, and I don't want to be writing one by one. Imagine trying to write this course for everybody across board one by one in this class. That alone will swallow some time. So I can use a random number. So let me say nobody failed. So the lowest person in the class had 50, and then the person in the class also the highest person had, let's say, 25. 9 and 5, and then let's close this and enter. So this means that Precious having this. So I can do this. I can drag this to this side, and then I can drag this down. So I can copy this so that it will not be changing later, and then I will explain all those, the reason why I'm doing all those to us later, and what I just did I will explain it later. So now let's assume I want to see the person with the highest score in mathematics. I don't need, there are ways, there are so many ways I can go about it, but one of the ways I can go about it is using our sorting and filtering. So I can come here, I can say from the largest to the smallest. So on mathematics, this is it. So the person with the highest score in mathematics is 92, Mr. Maximus, followed by Mr. Anyedike, followed by Mr. Yomide Atanda, followed by Mr. Basi, followed by so our ladies our ladies all had 56 in mathematics. Is it that our ladies are not good in mathematics? I don't want to believe this anyway.
Not going to accept.
What do you say?
Not going to accept this result. Why we have this?
The ladies are now protesting, no. But then the facts, the data we have at the moment is showing that our guys are doing well. Anyway, so let's see another subject. We can see the check another subject. Let's see from the largest to the smallest. Still guys. Still guys. Ladies are still at the end. Let's see another subject. From largest to smallest. Okay, now we have lady coming first in chemistry and the like. So that is basically how one of the use case of our sorting, to have a very quick peek, a very quick look into what is happening on our data set. So we did our sorting. So if I want to filter away, so let's say I want to see only people that has 95. Let us assume we have a very large class, and I want to see only people that have 95. So I'm trying to filter others away. So okay, can you see it will hide others? So what I just did now is that I filtered others away. So I now have just this. So and at times use case for the filter is possibly I want to, like, for example, let's say somebody is coming say, you know what, I am Basi's guardian, please can I see his results? I can just say, oh okay, Basi, click on here, filter other students results away. Oh, so this is Basi, this is results across board, so that maybe your parents or anybody that's coming to check this will not have access to other people's results. So we can easily just filter all that results away, and they can only see the result of BASI that they want to see. So those are the use case. So that is how to use your filter. That's the use case for filter. So you can easily just filter all that away and then have it. And then if you want to return everything, then you can just come and clear filter, and then you have everything back here, and then you are good to go. So that's the use case for your sort and for your filtering. So for your find and select, in case you want to find anything on your system very fast, like find anything very fast, so you can say find all. Okay, so this is it, Basi. So where is it? Find. So I can easily look for Basi. I can easily look for any name I'm looking for. So this already telling me that it's on cell F6. It's on cell F6. So I can easily go to my cell F6 to, oh, I think I've double clicked this. Wait for the program to respond. I think I've double clicked this, and I'm not sure I saved this file. All the files we've been dealing with since morning. I'm not sure I saved this. Oh, okay. Let me wait a little bit. But then in case that means I think I will have to throw it away. But then there should be an auto save for it. That's just by the way. So use case for your find can be used to quickly track anybody on your, for example, let's say in your class you have about 1,000 students, and then you need to be looking through all their names one by one to see. No, you just use their primary key to look for them, or just use their surname to look for them, and with that you can easily find them. So that is what your find is. So let me save this so that you will not encounter the kind of headache we encountered the other time. So that is how that your find is useful. But then for your replace, if for example if I want to replace Basi with another thing entirely, I can easily do that also. So let's say Basil is like this, and I want to change it to Basil with capital letter. So replace all done. We made one replacement. Close. Let's go. Can you see? That's made the replacements. So that's what your replace is used for. So at times in statistical analysis, when we're doing my SPSS as an analysis, most of the times I bring it to this place, to Excel, to come and do all the renaming, all this. You strongly agree. I'll just do find and replace. Find strongly agree, replace it with 5. This replace it with this, and I'll just copy the coding. I'll just go and put it on my SPSS, and I'll start my analysis. So these are part of things that we make use of to make life faster, better, softer, or any other thing. So we still look at all this data validation. What is data validation? For all formulas, all the formulas you can see. So I think we are done with this home page very fast. For your insert, under your insert home tab, you have what you call pivot table. Your pivot table help you to, I think there's a question on pivot table. Yeah, there's a question on pivot table in the test you did. So your pivot table actually help you to summarize your data. That's basically what it does. It helps you to summarize. Anytime you're dealing with big data, you are dealing with complex data, you're dealing with voluminous data, and you want to see the summary of it. That is when we run to pivot table. Most times, before we start our visuals, we always use pivot table. Before we start our dashboarding on Excel, we always use pivot table so that it can help us to summarize it. But then there are some charts that cannot work on pivot table. For example, a good example of that is your scatter diagram. Scatter diagram does not, for people that know about scatter diagram, and don't worry, I will explain the scatter diagram later. We are just having a kind of quick overview of all our interface. Your scatter diagram will not work with pivot table, so you need to come and do it on your normal table. So that is what your pivot table. So for example, for this, let's say we want to insert pivot table. Let's say new sheet, and then we have this. So okay, so now this is here. Can you see? So on this our pivot table feed, we have all our subjects summarized over here. We have the summary of what is happening. We have the name. So if I want to see the name of student, I can easily drag this. I can easily put it, let's say, on our rows. So the names will come out. So if I want to see everybody's course in mathematics, I can put this there. So some of your mathematics. So these are your scores in mathematics. I can easily put that. So Your pivot table helps you in your analysis, like it helps you to place things side by the side. So with this, I can easily say, I can easily go to possibly something like my charts to start looking at charts. Okay, so let's look at charts. Let's look at people's scores in mathematics. So from just a glance like this, I can see what is happening in mathematics. Oh, so this guy has the highest score. Okay, of this this obtainable score, we don't need it. So, but then let's just leave it as it is. So, this guy has the highest score, followed by this man, followed by who again, and I can even design this to anything I want. So I can do my data label, yeah, to have my score 92, 81, 65, 65, 50, 50, 56. So this is also going already into charts to start looking at some elements of visuals. But then what got us here is what is our pivot table. So our pivot table most times is a very good foundation, is a very good ground for us to start our visuals. So that is what we use our pivot table for. Okay, so this is where we are. So our pivot table. So then our table. I think I've explained table for to us initially. So I can do table. I can change this to table. My table has an header, so I can have this like this, and then I'm already working at. I can change this table to whatever I want. I can change it to any style I want. I can change it to any style I want. So this is how your table works. This is how your table works. So this is basically your table. This is basically your table. So so that is how to insert your table. I think I've mentioned that already in the previous place. So now if you want to do if you want to insert pictures, we still get to inserting pictures on our Power BI, on this guy, on that guy, because picture we'll be needing picture to make our dashboard look more aesthetically appealing. Later in the course, I will show us the website you can actually download icons from to make your dashboard look more interesting. So we're still going to look into that. So and then also there are some icons over here also that they are popular icons that one might want to just exploit or use for visual purpose. So then after that we have all your shapes. If you want to do anything shape on, in fact, Excel is a kind of very big guy actually. Excel, I was telling someone at the point in time that if I want to do graphics design on Excel, the truth is I can do it. If I want to do graphics design on Excel, I will do it like like it will be very sweet safe on Excel. And I'll just use my rectangle to drop the shape of my as my background for my graphics design. If I need anything, I can easily change anything I want, put any picture I want here, arrange my text anyhow I want it, maybe even be able to do some level of manipulations and the likes. But then anyway, we have some softwares for that, so you might not be able to get it that accurate. But then having the background knowledge of it will actually help. I can easily come here. I can make sure that my this guy is perfectly square by changing it to 5 or 6 cm by 6 cm. So that it can be perfectly fitted and give me a perfect fit. I can start my visuals, import picture, put things I want. So that is about that. You can also explore all these all these are illustrations. You can always import them. So another big guy that we need to pay our very close attention on is our charts. That's another guy we need to pay very rapt attention to. Our charts. So we have so many charts on this guy. To an extent, we have so many charts. So we have what we call our column charts. And under our column chart, we have our clustered column, we have our start column, we have our 100% stacked column, we have our 3D clustered column, we have our 3D stacked column, we have our 300% stacked column, we have our 3D column. So our column is actually we will still do a class on the use case for all these charts, just to start getting us familiar with the charts. That is why we are, since we are getting familiar with the interface. So these are where our charts are. So we have the line chart also. We have the line charts. See how they are looking. So we have the line chart also. We have your pie charts. You have your pie charts. You have your bar charts. Bar chart looks almost like your column charts. It's just the direction that's looking different. We have your area chart. You have your area chart. Area chart also have the kind of their kind of use case also talking about a kind of maybe volume of things and the likes. So I think there was I used area charts not quite long for something. Let me see. This is one of the use case for area charts. Okay, yeah. So this is analysis of manpower on site. So it shows a kind of volume stuff. Shows a kind of volume stuff. This is an area chart. This is an area chart. So it shows the volume up to this place, go up to this place, then volume up to this place a little bit, shoot up again, then coming down here, and then going up again over here. So this is a kind of pattern you want to be able to interpret. This is a kind of trend you want to be able to observe yourself. So this is a kind of monitoring system that I'm using to monitor average manpower on site, so that I can see when the contractor is deploying more power on site. Oh, I had to ask the question, what did we do on site last week that we have 266 265 persons on site? I might not have noticed it normally if I'm just inputting the figures, but then when I saw it on the chart, I saw the fact that this guy went up from 147, went up. I beg, what we did what on site last week, that we have so many manpower, or you guys are trying to up your game to increase the speed and the likes. So these are things that can actually help you to ask some very fast and some quick information about things. So we have different types of charts that you can always use. That's area. Then we have our scattered charts. We have our scattered for science students. For science students that did physics practical, then I don't know how many of us are science students here. I think I know some. I think most persons are science students actually. I think most person. Maybe the only person I might not be so sure of is maybe Miss Kemi and Miss Kemi and Mr. Maximus. I think those are the only two people I might not be so sure whether they're science students or not. I think others, to an extent, I know you are all science students. So in physics,
I'm a science student.
oh, science student. Ah, okay, okay. So in physics, then there's something they always teach us about all this gradient of slope, that you'll be marking your points, and then to draw your line, a kind of line that will cut across all of them. You know, you have your dot, you have your dot, you have your dot, you have your dot, and you draw your line. And after drawing your line, you now calculate the gradient of the slope, your dy over your dx, your y2 minus yy over x2 minus xy and the likes. So that diagram itself is called a scattered diagram. I'm not so sure. Maybe they mentioned the name to us while we were in school then. But then the diagram itself is called a scattered diagram, and then it also has a kind of use case in our data analytics also. So that's a simple way of telling us, or that data analytics is the future of things. So because we have always been plotting those graphs right from the math, even our mathematics day itself. I think anybody that did mathematics in WAEC that did not jump WAEC, like maybe Mr. Basi. I'm not sure Mr. Basi wrote WAEC anyway, or if he did, maybe mathematics was not part of the exam he did anyway. I'm even amazed that in our class he's having a good mark in mathematics, 65. Mr. Basi, where did you get it from? Hope it's not what I'm thinking. So also we have our maps. So if you're dealing with locations, then we can also use our maps. Also, we have our stock. We have our higher close low. We have our open high close. So this one are for your time series analysis for people that are interested in cryptocurrency, your forex trading, all those things. These are how all your bars look like. So they also want to give you that kind of feel also on your Excel. So this is surface. We have radar. We have Sunburst, we have histogram, we have box and whisker, we have waterfall, and then we have funnel. Yeah, we have funnel. Funnel is one of my sweet guys. Then we have combo if you want to combine. We have combo if you want to combine. So that's the quick overview of all the charts we have on our Excel. So and then yeah, so later on also we have something we call slicer and timeline. Slicers and timeline. This is our slicer and this is our timeline. What's the difference between slicer and timeline? So for example, this guy over here, let's apply slicer on here. So here, so so slicer is actually a way of actually is a way of actually filtering. So I have this to be my slicer. So if I want to see information about Precious only, I can click on Adegoke Precious. Adekunle Precious only, I can easily click this. Alimi Ikemi alone, I can easily click this. And Andeke Kingsley alone. So this is also a very good way to filter away what we don't need. This is also a very good way to filter away what we don't need on our data set. So that's so use case for filter. For slicer, you will see it later on by the time we get to dashboarding. You will understand it better when we get to dashboard. You can see that I deleted the slicer. I had to come and correct it using my filter. So it shows that they are actually interwoven. But then use case for it is much more obvious in our Power BI. On our Power BI. By the time we get there, you see the use case very well, and you see how best to actually use it. By the time you start dealing with products, that we have categories, we have subcategories, we have locations, and then those locations will be very much repetitive and the likes. So it's a way to actually narrow down our analysis work. So that's that. So for timeline is used basically on date actually. We use timeline basically on dates. So your slicer can work on your normal text and your timeline is best for your dates. Assuming we have dates on here, I will have shown us how timeline actually works. Timeline is it always looks beautiful anyway on the it always looks beautiful. So it's filter dates and the like. So if you want to add text box also, you can easily add your text box. If you want to add some other equation, your formula, you want to look at some formula, area of a circle, binomial theory, expression of a sum, Pythagoras theorem, quadratic equation. This actually gives us insight into some formulas, into some equations. So page layout, we don't really have much to do under the page layout. It is only if you are trying to possibly print, resize, or do any background and the likes, maybe background to put a kind of watermark on your work or anything. That is when you need all this your background. Your page layout, we are working on Excel. This is not our output, this is our input. So if you need to do any settings, you do it on your dashboard. And by the time we get to dashboard, I will teach us how to do layouts for our dashboard in our reporting. So we don't really need so much information about this as regards to data analytics. And then even for our personal consumption, this also there's different types of preview on Excel. We have this normal preview, we have this page layout, and then we have the page break review. So let me come back to sheet one. So these are normal review. So let's go to page layout. So your page layout will show you every item that is falling within that page. So you can easily see each one of them if what you are doing is falling within a page. So that by the time you press your Control P to come and print, you can easily see that all of them are not on the same page. You can easily see. So with this view is also this view over here. Can you see? It's also this view over here. So that is your page layout. But then for your page break, you still have everything together, but then this guy will give a kind of demarcation of where each of the pages is breaking, so that you can see how you can narrow down your work to possibly, if you want to maintain a page, you want to maintain 2 pages, or you want to maintain your 3 pages. So also, if you want to change your page orientation, you can change it from portrait to your landscape, your landscape, and then if that is what will give you a better feel, you can do that. If you want, you can change your margin. These are your margins. You can change if you know, have a good understanding of how this works on Microsoft Word. It is the same thing over here also. That is how basically it works also. So to change your margin, all this actually affects your printout. All this actually affects your printout. So I want to change this from A4 to A5 to have a kind of larger. Okay, A5 is smaller. Then I can change it to A3 to have a kind of larger space. Yeah. So if you want to change it to A3, so all these are basically your choice. So everything here, alignment, all this. So for your formula, we have this guy to be our formula library. We have this guy to be our. I'm trying to rush now. Because it is almost 9. We have this place to be our function library. So we have a lot of formulas on Excel. We have a lot of formulas, a lot of functions, and we'll be using quite a number of them. And then it depends. And then the funny thing about it is that the formula that you get much more acquainted with depends on your field, depends on what is obtainable in your field. For example, finance guys, they use a lot of they use logical statements to an extent. They use lookup function to an extent. Some of them they use lookup to an extent, and then they use all this. They use some of these formulas. They use all these finance for some of this is present value, this is rate, this is RRI, this PMT, this is PMT, PPMT, and the likes. So for you as someone that is not finance inclined, it does not make any sense. It does not make any sense. But then anybody that's a financial analyst, they must learn how to use most of these formulas, if not all, so that they can easily use this to actually get their work done faster and better. I think I'm even forgetting most of this formula now, because back then during our CFI training, I think they trained us on some of this formula. But then I'm not into financial analysis, so I've not really been using them. So the formulas you'll be using depends on your field of study. But then the truth is, for the functions, they have cheat codes. They have cheat codes. So I will show us the cheat code to the functions in class, so that by the time that even when we want to try any other formulas or any other function that is not part of what we try in class, you can have a guide into how to navigate with it. So these are our formula banks. These are our formula banks. And then another place we'll be coming to is this guy over here. By the time we start bringing data on board, we are still typing ourselves. We are still doing our data gathering ourselves, data collection ourselves. So by the time we start using external source to get our data, we'll start using all these guys. So we have different ways of getting our data. You can get it from your test file or CSV file. So your CSV file, just like I said yesterday, is your comma separated values. That's what your CSV file means. So anytime you see your CSV file, it means comma separated value. Then also you can do your web scraping from here. You can get your data from web. You can do web scraping. If you have table already on your worksheet, you can also get data from your table. So also we have much more sources. You can use your Azure. You can get from online services like your SharePoint, or companies that use SharePoint, your Dynamic 365, your Salesforce. You can get from your other source. You can get from your database like your SQL, from your Microsoft Access database. I always tell people that one of the most underused software, Microsoft software, is actually Microsoft Access. It's one of the most underused, and that guy has a lot of potential. I always tell people that guy. Like, I also wish I can have time to go back to go and learn Microsoft Access. It's not like I can't operate on it, but then I want to learn some other crazy part of it, because so that if you don't want to go through the route of SQL, or for all these big guys for your database management, you can actually run to this Microsoft Access, and you use it to set up a very fantastic database. Like, you can easily run to it. So there is one of the most underutilized guy actually. So also we can use your JSON. I was showing I had a meeting with my team members yesterday, and I was showing them how they exported JSON file from Revit. All this building. Revit is a 3D software for construction guys, and they export from JSON to their Power BI. It was a fantastic look, that you can even use your Power BI on another dimension entirely, to show your construction in 3D, even on Power BI when you are doing the analysis and the like. So it's a very crazy view to actually build. It's a very crazy view to actually build. So it means that even we have in Nigeria, it is just showing us by the day that we have a long way to go when it comes to data analytics. We have a very the data analytics we are doing in Nigeria at the moment, they are still very basic. All of us that we are calling ourselves data experts in Nigeria at the moment, we are still on the very basic level. We are still on the very, in fact, we don't have expert rates in Nigeria when it comes to data analysis. We don't have people that are specialized in a field. All of us, we are just jack of all trade. Everybody wants to learn data analysis and go to where there is money. In my company need a data analyst. A lot of us will just apply there. You will not see somebody that will say, no, I'm data analyst in the medical sector. It's only, don't come and meet me with any other. Just give me medical data and the like. We don't have specialists in Nigeria. We don't have people that can say, no worry, I only focus on construction data. We don't have. and it has been like that, possibly because of our environment. But then over there, they have specialists. You can't be a jack of all trade. We have specialists in construction analysis. They have specialists in earth analysis. They have specialists in all those fields. But then it is what it is in Nigeria anyway. Because even in Nigeria, yeah, they be employing as a data analyst, and the work description itself, it will be more than it is what it is anyway. So we'll be looking at how this is used better later, and then we have talked about sorting, filtering already. Test to column is another guy that we use very well. We check it very well later. Your test to column, we use it to separate. Then we can now be talking about our remove duplicates, data validation, and our flash fill. Yeah, and our flash fill. And then all this review, they are just you checking your spellings. All this view, you just want, if you want to remove your formula bar is no longer there. If you want to return it, your headline, if you want to remove your headline, you can. All these are just to customize. If you want to zoom in, zoom out, if you want to freeze your pan, if possibly you want to freeze the top rows or the top columns, so that you can always see what is happening there. So that is another thing. So this is how that works. This is how that works. So for this guy, can you see that even though I am moving to the other side and this other side they are moving, this my C column is not moving at all. So this my C column is not moving at all, even though others are moving. That is because this guy is frozen at the moment. This guy is frozen at the moment. So that is how to use your freeze pan. We look at the use case also if need be, but then something you can actually just practicalize on your own. It's not something kind of bogus. It's not something bogus. I can decide to let me see. I can decide to view freeze. Okay, I think okay, this is only freezing the A column. So most times it works for the guy nearest to this your guy, this your A guy. But then you can actually extend it more than this. But then that's just the use case. So any other thing, I think that with this, I think we've covered up all the basic of our Excel interface. So if you have any question, please you can quickly ask a question before we call it a night. I so sorry for that. I rushed at the data end because I just want us to finish on the interface. Even the rush itself is already talking, is already affecting myself. I'm getting exhausted faster because of the long talk. But then, do we have any question from tonight's class before we call it a night? I don't want us to be extending class at this early stage. Do you have any question? Okay, so if you don't have any question, so I will leave us now. And then even if you have any question, you can bring the question tomorrow and we can address it before we jump into what we have for class tomorrow. So by tomorrow, we are done with the interface now. By tomorrow, we start looking at how to work on our Excel, and then we'll start working on our Excel. We'll start looking at things. We'll start applying our formulas. We'll start our work gradually, so that by this week we work on Excel. By next week we work on Excel. By the end of next week, we should start taking up assignments on Excel. So I'm looking forward to. I don't know how my schedule will be yet, but then I will still see. Possibly at the end of every week, you'll be having a kind of weekly quiz that just to test your knowledge, of what we are doing each week. So it should just be a kind of something that will be just like your pre-Excel quiz. You just go on your LMX and then you click on it, just OBJ quiz or maybe German at times. So just to test your knowledge of whatever we are doing in class. It's just a way to actually ensure that everybody is following through in class. So thank you so much for tonight, and let me say, if there's no question, have a wonderful night rest.